All right, guys, welcome back. This is video number 2 of the distance formula. If you haven't watched the first video yet, please do that. At the very beginning, I went over what I was planning to do with dad jokes, because I do owe you guys dad jokes, one a day until our graduation on June 5th, because it was my tradition to do a dad joke every day after spring break. And then I did the first example of the distance formula in the first video. So this is the second video, just for upload reasons. It's easier to upload 2 shorter videos, okay? So please make sure to watch that one first. Just to recap real quick, we are doing learning/reviewing the distance formula. It is this big long formula that we use to find the distance between 2 coordinate points, okay? I explained that in more detail in my first video for you guys. All right, so our second example is a little bit more intense because there's a lot of negatives in there, so that changes a few things when we do the operations. But as long as we do everything the exact same way, we're gonna get the correct answer, and if we do those operations right, okay? So here we go. I have 2 points, 2 coordinate points somewhere. They're not on a graph or anything, they're just listed out. I have -1, 3, and I have -4, 4. Remember, my x value is listed first and my y value is listed second, okay? So 2 points, I want to find the distance between these 2 points. All right, well, I'm going to use my distance formula, and once again, I have to start with my x's. Just for my sake, and I would recommend you guys doing this too, just for identification purposes, I like to underline my first x, and I like to underline my second x, double underline my second x, because those I know are the 2 x values that I'm going to be using first. All right, here we go. Instead of x2, well, that's my second x, that's my -4. So I'm going to plug in -4 right there. I'm going to drop down that minus sign, because that's part of the original formula. My first x value is -1. I wonder what happens here. When we have these 2 negatives back to back, they cancel out, and I know you guys know that. So that negative, that original negative, now turns into a plus sign, because once I introduce that second value, if it's negative, that's when it changes to a plus. The negatives cancel out, right? So don't forget that this 2 right here means square. We're squaring it, multiplying it by itself. So I have -4 plus 1. Okay, here we go. -4, 4 in the negative, 1 in the positive, that is -3. All right, so -3 squared, so that's -3 times -3, is +9. Boom. I found my first value that I'm going to be using in my distance formula. That plus sign right there, and I explained this in my first video as well, that doesn't change, that gets dropped down. I'm going to do the same thing with my y values, and then I'm going to see if I can get something right there. Someone's coming in my room right now. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Doing good. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm literally just filming.
Oh, you're okay.
No, you're good. Okay, so for my y values, I'm going to use my second y value and my first y value right there. So you doing okay? Doing good? Okay, good, awesome. My first y value, I'll usually just kind of circle it. My second y value, I'll do a double circle, and I'm going to use it right there. So I have my parentheses. That's my 4. And then I'm going to drop down that minus sign right there. And my first y value is -3. All right, so once again, look what happens. That original subtraction sign cancels out and turns into a positive. All right, so I have 4 plus 3, which is 7. Sorry about the interruption, guys. On a PSA note, here at Marysville High School, our custodial staff, they are working so extremely hard to clean everything, sanitize everything. They're wearing gloves, they're wearing masks. That's what my friend Alfonso was doing. He took out my trash and then wiped down my whole door. I'm sure it'll come in later when I leave to finish. Major props to all of our custodial staff cleaning the school for our eventual return, right? Okay, anyway, sorry about that. So there was my 4 second y value. That minus sign turned into a plus. That once I introduce my first y value, that just cancels out right there. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 squared is 49. All right, so 9 plus 49, oh, that's easy. That's 58. All right, now, got to be careful, and I explained this more in my first video. 58 is not my final answer because I have to take the square root at the very last step. Square root of the whole thing. Square root of 58. Now, some of you guys can probably predict what this is going to be, right? Or you could just use a calculator, all right? The square root sign on the basic calculators, on the MHS Casio ones, it's right there at the top. You might have to press shift if you're using an iPhone. It should be there. If you are using an iPhone calculator, square root, you might have a button that looks like this, the square root sign with a little 2. Well, that just is square root. So sometimes the 2 is there, sometimes it's not there. That's square root, that's the same thing, okay? All right, so I'm gonna type in 58, type in my square root, sweet, I get 7.6. I actually get 7.615773106 when it comes to decimal points. All I want is just rounding to the 10th, guys. Give me a decimal point, give me the 10th, but round to the 10th. So I have 7.61. Obviously that 1 is, below 5, so I'm going to keep it at 7.6. That's totally fine. And that shows me that you guys are doing it correctly. We still get an approximate distance between these two coordinate points, okay? It's kind of a lot. I appreciate you guys for watching both videos. I will upload a quizzes assignment. It'll be 10 questions. 3 of them will be multiple choice. 7 of them will be kind of fill in the blanks, similar to what we did last week. Thank you guys for doing that. Once again, I just want to say I really appreciate you guys. I miss you a lot. A lot of you guys I'm in talks with either on email or Google Classroom. Not only with math, but there's a lot that we have to do, that I have to do with other staff when it comes to activities. And it's just, our lives are changed right now because of this, currently. Now I know sometime in the future we'll get back to normalcy, but like I said last week, just keep you guys' head up, stay positive, do something that you like, that's safe, and just keep looking ahead to the future. So, okay. If you guys need any extra help on this, I will post another link, probably to Khan Academy or something that explains the distance formula again. Anything that we do, guys, there's plenty of resources online. I like recording myself to show you guys that personal touch right there. If you ever do need extra help, there's stuff online, YouTube, Khan Academy, all this stuff for extra help if you guys need. All right, and I'm always open for emails or Google Classroom chats, whatever that is as well. Okay. All right, until next week. See you guys.